all of you. One word that can send chills down your spine. One word, if spoken to you, will change your life forever. I know this because that one word changed mine. Cancer. That's right, cancer. I stand before you today not only as a fellow student, but also as a cancer survivor. And we all know every survivor has their own story, don't we? One that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Here's mine. Once upon a time, I was the most positive, upbeat young girl you would ever meet. You could have never caught me without a smile painted across my glowing face. I had no reason not to be this overjoyed. It was my senior year of high school. I had more friends than I could possibly imagine. I was recruited to play water polo for Arizona State, where I was planning on attending in the fall. I had long blonde hair, bright green eyes, glowing skin, and a trim body. But most importantly, I was healthy. And then one day I felt something. There were 2 large lumps on either sides of my neck. They didn't hurt. They actually seemed simply harmless. It wasn't until 2 surgeries later I find out it's lymphoma, which in plain terms is cancer of the lymph nodes, that part of your body that's supposed to be filtering out the bad germs from the good. Well, I dealt with this diagnosis like I did everything at that time, with a positive attitude that came so naturally for me. But what I could not anticipate was the nightmare that I was about to enter. The changes in me physically and emotionally were horrifying. I want all of you to imagine yourself in this mirror. Take a really, really good look at yourself. And now, try and imagine waking up every morning, walking past this mirror, and not even recognizing who you are. That long blonde hair was gone. That trim body was now 10 pounds heavier. That radiant skin was pasty and pale, and those lively green eyes were dull and empty. What made seeing myself so traumatic was the fact that I had passed the point of seeing bald Brooke, and instead I saw a person who didn't even look human. I was embarrassed with how I looked and confused how this transformation seemed to happen just overnight. I might have been able to handle this change if it was just on the outside, but what was truly shocking were the changes on the inside. Gone was that really, really happy Brooke, and I was replaced with a person full of anger, jealousy, and discouragement. I was angry that I was the one that was stricken with this animal of a sickness, that cancer had stolen my innocence at only 17 years young. I would never be able to be that carefree, naive girl I'd been my whole life. Instead of worrying about which boys liked me, or if I liked my hair better this way, or if I liked it better that way, I was more concerned with blood counts. I was angry that cancer had temporarily taken my future that had once seemed so bright and full. Everything I'd worked for academically, athletically, and just dreamed about didn't just take a backseat to cancer. It took 3 large vans behind cancer. I was no longer daydreaming about which TV station I'd work at when I'm older, or if I want 3 or 4 kids. More often, I found myself wondering if I'd even be able to get up the next morning without feeling sick. Every round of chemo, I'd be in pure disbelief that I could possibly feel worse than I had the last time, but without fail, I did. Each treatment of chemotherapy killed off more and more cells in my body, leaving me to become less and less of the Brooke I had known. But I was so much wiser too. As much as I talk about the bad, there is good in this story. I've learned how to trust in the ones who love me and to move on from the ones who don't. How beauty is not what I see in a reflection, but instead a person's grace, charisma, integrity, and passion. And most importantly, I learned how to never take a single thing in life for granted. Whether it's being able to wake up in the morning, walk past a mirror, and seeing yourself looking back, or to just get up in the morning without feeling sick. But I guess I haven't fully healed from all this bad this past year has brought me to trust in the good. I do know there's a whole lot of good in my life just waiting for me to get there. I will get there. And so you want to hear the end of the story? Well, it's a happy one. Because 1 month and 16 days ago, I closed that chapter in my life, hopefully for good, when I was told I'm officially cancer-free. The end.